questions. Let me know when you're going to record, and
we're recording.
Hello everyone, Maryann, Revealing Light Tarot, Victoria Skirbo. We're here to do 3 questions. I know that you enjoy this. I can, I see the comments. Neither Vicky or I know what the questions are going to be. And so there's this kind of, gosh, what's she going to ask me this time? I have 3 questions. She doesn't know what they are, and vice versa. So let's get started. Why don't do you want me to, who wants to go first? What do you want to do?
Why don't you ask me first? I just hope it's not the question I was going to ask you.
Well, I've got some up my sleeve, so don't you worry. I'm always prepared with a curly question. Okay, so I'm going to start with an American question to begin with, because I know it's on the edge of everybody's lips. As you know, Ivanka Trump is also caught up in the criminal investigation in New York of the Trump Organization. It's the first time I've seen news articles that say the children are also being criminally investigated. This particular one was quite, I guess, telling. So I want to know, in the reading that I did in my car yesterday, which was very impromptu, I got the distinct impression a woman will flip on him. Now, some are suggesting Mary Trump. It could be her. It could be Maryann Barry, Trump's sister. It could be any number of people, including Alan Weisselberg's daughter-in-law. But I want to ask you today, Victoria, will Ivanka Trump flip on her father? Will she turn over evidence in return for a deal, cut a deal?
Okay. All right. So, we got the sun.
Ooh.
I mean, that's a yes. Can we stop now? No, just kidding. So, yeah, I think so. And it's funny because we were for the pre-call, right? Before we got started, we were talking about this vibration. This is a 19-1 vibration. It's the 19th card, and the 19-1 vibration in numerology Kabbalah that I do is about doing a 180-degree turn.
Wow.
Doing a 180-degree turn. So let's see what's crossing it. We have the Mother of Pentacles crossing it.
Yeah.
I think
her motherhood.
Yeah. I feel like it's so she's protecting her money and protecting her family and protecting her Kushner connection.
Yes.
Underneath it all, justice.
Good God.
Justice.
These cards.
In the past, we have the 5 of Cups. I do think that this was a very hard decision for her. I don't think that she wanted to do it, really. Well, I wouldn't want to do it because it's my father. It's hard sometimes when you're reading cards because you sometimes put yourself in the position of the person that you're reading about, but sometimes they're not really like that, but I think that she had a very complex relationship with her father. And I think she was the only one that he was really proud of. And I think that meant something to her. But I also think there was a lot of weirdness there too. So who knows, maybe she's getting, this is in the sky. This is sort of a balancing of this is also like a balancing energy, the 2 of Pentacles. But in this deck, there's the butterfly. So it's like a rebirth. It's like a way to start again, a way to start again. Let's see what's in the immediate future. The 4 of Pentacles, I'm sorry, the 4 of Wands. It's reversed. I don't usually read reversed, but I will at this time, because this is the wedding card. This is where, you know, the family's together and celebrating. And this is upside down. So I would definitely say, a yes to that. Let me see.
Oh my God, it was like those cards were scripted, Victoria. That was incredible. What's underneath? What is that?
The 8 of Wands. So
Lots
the
of
lightning bolt, right? And all the information coming out.
Good God. Wow. So that answered that pretty definitively.
I thought so.
Okay. What do you got for me?
That was quick. I just did one card. That's quick.
Yeah. Yeah, the sun.
Right,
I mean, it's the strongest yes in the deck, really. You pull the sun and it's like big yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Plus it's the illumination.
Yeah.
It's like finally seeing things.
Yeah.
And that's actually happening now. I really feel like suddenly the lights are shining on things and people are really seeing what's you know, what's up. So I have a question.
Oh, you've just gone off for a minute. We are having some internet problems here, but if you just persevere with us, we'll see if we can sort them out.
Okay, hold on. Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Can you see me now? All right.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yep.
So the house just put through, they want an inquiry on the June 6th insurrection, January 6th insurrection. Will that actually happen? Will there be a commission like the 9/11 commission?
Yeah. I'm glad you asked that question, because I think it's an important one now. My feeling is that they're going to get some bipartisan support in the Senate, even though Mitch McConnell says he's not going to support anything. We know Romney. So you look at those that voted to impeach him, that crossed the aisle, unless they stop Trump, their political careers are over. Because he will primary other candidates with him. My feeling is they will get some bipartisan support. Now, it might not be the magical 60 number, but it might be enough for them to say, and I don't know how they're going to do it, this is critical to the future of the country. We're going to go with, 58 votes or whatever. I don't know how that would be busting the filibuster, but I see it getting through in some way, because there will be those Republican senators like Romney, Murkowski, perhaps even Maine, Susan Collins from Maine.
Susan Maine, no.
Yeah.
Susan Maine from Collins.
That's it. The very concerned one.
Yes.
So look, let's pull some cards and we'll see what might happen. It's not going to be straight away, I don't think. I think there's going to be a bit of a negotiation process here where they get some things that they want in there as well. So it may not be the original bill. So will this 11 type commission on January 6th in insurrection, will that get through the Senate? Will it get through the Senate? There's certainly a opportunity. It's like I'm seeing it like a time machine, a time tunnel. There's certainly, maybe it's the underground. There are Republican senators who do want to see this happen because of what they experienced on January the 6th. So I have the King of Wands, which is having to show courage, having to show leadership, stepping up to the plate. There will be Republicans who will do that. Let's see what's crossing them. Justice is crossing them. So also Republicans that want their leadership to be seen, not as cowering in the corner, not as, Trump's, whatever that saying is. They want this justice to happen. But this is also, if these are lawmakers and justice is challenging them, That's fairly heavy, weighing fairly heavy on them. So even though McConnell can come out and say, no, we're not having that commission now, today, by the time we're done, the justice card is pretty strong. And particularly, we don't know what's going to go down in those investigations and with Trump at the state level. So, today they're saying no, but I'm feeling that there will be senators that will support that legislation. Now, we have the Knight of Pentacles as the foundation of the reading. To me, this is the loyal servant. It is income streams. If they vote for this, then they lose the Trumpian kind of, endorsement, and they become this loyal type of servant. They've got decisions to make, and this is weighing heavily on them. Once those charges get through and you start to see the convictions and the polling, remember they're doing internal party polling all the time, and Cheney is a thorn in their side. So they're in a really tricky place. And this is what they're carrying in the past, this 10 of Wands. They've got to do away with Trump. That's the cycle to survive. They're carrying water for him at the moment. Now, what happens if Garland has criminal charges against him or Giuliani or anyone else when they're done with this and they refuse to commission? You see how justice is challenging them, and they know it. They damn well know it. Now, look what we've got. We've got the Sun card that is crowning this reading. So the potential for them is this full illumination. That's what they're trying to stop, obviously, but it's coming anyway. Justice is coming anyway. They can't do anything about it. It's coming. And we've got the Ace of Wands. So that's in the future. That's the future card. That would be a yes. The Sun card is also a yes card. They are challenged by justice. It's very strong. And of course, justice is Libra, so associated with Libran energy. So, we might see later on in the year, it might take that long.
Right.
But it looks like it's going to happen. Oh, double aces to clarify the ace. So yes, 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 and yes. And we are going to, it's going to be all on the table by the time this gets finished. Now, also received from the Republican that sits on that committee, I don't know his name, in the House, but he is a good man. He came together and they crafted this bill together. So in a way, it's a bipartisan bill. Base of the pack, celebration 3, and we've got the star card. So, I can't see it not going ahead.
Right.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I feel like there's a connection somehow with what's going on with New York and the Southern District, and I think it's like everything is starting to like show itself, and that is going to change the likelihood of, like, they could in a way, except for maybe Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz, they could easily say, well, we were under the spell of Trump. I mean, look, and they can sort of back out of it and then just put him up as the sacrificial lamb that he really should be, because it was his idea. It was his thing.
Because he's draining their power. The Republicans don't have the power structures at the moment, and lawlessness, is not sitting well with conservative Republicans across your country, and I guess conservative voters everywhere. We saw all those images. It's not a good look. It's not, and he's kind of draining their power, the Republican Party's power away. Trump, I'm talking about.
Yes.
So they're still carrying his water, but for how much longer, I don't know.
Well, I think it's really just a scam. I mean, all Trump really ever wanted was money. So any way that he can get it, I think he thinks that the Republicans are a bunch of suckers, quite frankly.
Yeah.
If you,
Yeah.
let's get down to New Jersey and New York, right? They're suckers.
Yeah.
Like they're just, and he's like,
That's
well, as
right.
long as they're gonna do it, why not? Right? He's like the ultimate opportunist.
Yeah. So if you think about, he's facing multiple indictments for real estate fraud, tax fraud, devaluing assets, all of those kinds of things. And the evidence starts to come out, and they're there saying, well, no, we're protecting him. Like, it's an unsustainable position.
Right.
Particularly with those Republicans that voted to impeach him, 7 senators, whatever the numbers were. They'll bluster and want changes and whatever, but I think the Democratic Party are on a good footing here with this, so I can't see that it won't go ahead. Now, what do you got for me? Well, sorry, I've got something for you.
Yes, I was going to say, didn't I just ask you?
So this is a curly one, but it's a good one, I think. So we've seen the South African mutation for COVID. We've seen the Indian mutation. The rollout of vaccines, other than perhaps America, but even in America, you've got a level of population that won't have them or hasn't had them. Mm-hmm. In Australia, it's been a debacle. The UK is now stepping back, or there's pressure on Johnson to step back from opening things up because of these mutations getting in. And I want to know, because if we don't reach herd immunity, that's more likely we'll see more mutations, and we need to reach herd immunity quickly. That's not kind of happening at the moment for a lot of reasons. I want to know, will vaccines, regardless of, what they are, whichever vaccine, will they be able to control, I'm just going to say, COVID in the future? Will we have vaccine control of COVID in the future and all its mutations?
Okay. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is that we can't depend on vaccines alone. I think there's an overdependence on vaccines, because I'm sure this thing can mutate way faster than we can come up with vaccines. So I think there's other things that we have to look at, but let's see what the cards say. If I can do this without shutting myself off again. Okay, we have the 5 of Cups. Let's see, here we go. 5 of Cups. Well, this is interesting. This is the Light Seers deck, which I love. The Light Seers.
I've got that out too, funnily enough. Yeah, I've got it.
You just have to give me a second to actually look at the card. Okay, so this is the suffering that we're going through now. We're in the process of the losses, the suffering. I don't really think that it's hit people. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but I'm not sure that it's hit us, or at least here in America, maybe. Maybe I'm just talking about myself. I mean, if we were in India, I think we probably felt hit. We have, it's crossed by the Page of Cups. Page of Cups. So let me just pull and see what comes up here. The 3 of Pentacles at the root. So I feel like the people who can afford it the vaccines can probably, like in America, maybe in the EU, maybe in Australia, they may be able to do that. But I think these countries that, like Africa and India and these other countries, they just don't have the resources. Plus there's, especially India, what is there, 1 billion people in India or something? There's only 300,000 in America. 300 million, sorry.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about. Seven of Pentacles in the past. This is all the work that they've done. So they've done a lot of legwork for this. There's a lot of seeds that have been planted in the past, but things haven't quite grown up to where they can, it's like they planted the fruit tree and it's growing, but there's no fruit on it yet. Right.
Yep.
So it's like it's okay. So let's see what's in the sky. We have the Empress card. Yeah, see, this is my feeling. I think that we have to really do some how do I want to say this without
serious soul searching?
it's serious soul searching, but it's like, what is our relationship to the planet? What is our relationship to the earth? Do we think that we can vaccinate ourselves out of this? Because this has probably been created because there's such, it's like the human body, when there's cancer in the human body creates, right, the T cells and the thing to attack the cancer. In this case, we're the cancer because we're not living in alignment and in attunement with the earth. We're not living in alignment and attunement with our own bodies. And so, so maybe the places where technology, there's enough money, but like, how long can that go on? And then eventually, that may not work either. So I think, and we have the 10 of Cups as the outcome, which says to me that there has to be more happiness. There has to be more equity. There has to be, more of, we have to pay attention to the planet. We have to pay attention to the poor people. We're never gonna vaccinate ourselves out if we don't take care of everybody. And the only way you're really gonna do that is to not just make it be about vaccines. It has to be about nutrition. It has to be about health. It has to be about what kind of pesticides are they using? What kind, and then how much of, are we moving into, and how much of the planet are we destroying? A lot of the vectors for these viruses, we get exposed to them because we're in there, like where they would normally be, and we wouldn't have exposure to them. We're moving into that, or they're taking it away to build, to make, I don't know, like what they're doing with the orangutans, right? They're taking their forest away so they can have palm oil, stuff like that. We're just so imbalanced. So that's what I feel. I feel like if you're in a first world country, you probably have a better chance of, but then you still have to balance everything, because ultimately I think it's just going to snowball, quite frankly. That's what it feels like to me. And then I think there's a part of us that, if you think about the virus, killing you, there's a better chance of the virus killing you. It's not just the physical stuff, but it's the psychic stuff, it's the co-creative stuff. It's like we have to start thinking and feeling and being different in a more cooperative and in harmonic way for us to really expect. And I think that's what COVID is trying to show us. I mean, it's the coronavirus, right? The corona means crown, and the crown is is in Kabbalah, the crown is the crown chakra. It's our connection to divinity. And I actually did a thing on the coronavirus, a Kabbalah with the numerology and everything. And I believe the day that it was named was the last day of 12/31/2019. And that vibration is a 55-1, which is the Ace of Swords, which is in that place. So it's like, this is like, you guys, like, this is it. You have to, that's what it feels like to me. So I don't know.
Yeah, my feeling is, if we don't, that Ace of Swords makes sense. If we don't learn that lesson, we have another one coming down the pike, and whether it's coronavirus or something else, unless we, I think you're right, vaccinations aren't the entire answer. That COVID started in a very industrialized, population sandwiched into areas where, going into areas that maybe we need to, preserve or protect, and then it spread because of the movement of people from there. So if we can't understand that vulnerability just at that very basic level, and start to look at, it's all connected, with fossil fuels and industrialization, and if we can't learn that lesson, I don't know. I don't think things will change. If it's not COVID, it'll be another virus, another mega virus down the track.
Right. I mean, there's the possibility of mass extinction. Not that everybody's going to die. Not everybody is going to die, but there'll be where it's a new beginning, and that happens all the time. I mean, that's happened a number of times on the planet, so it's not the first time. But maybe it's the first time since we've had the internet. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think we're done with it yet. I think this will be in levels, and it'll be over a number of years, and we certainly haven't got to the lessons learned yet.
Right.
Okay.
So I do the question next.
Yeah.
I hate to ask about this woman. I don't even like to give her oxygen, but she is bothering my girl AOC, and it's pissing me off. What is going to happen with Greene, with Marjorie Greene?
Yeah.
I know. You don't have to answer.
No,
I can ask a different.
No, I'm gonna go there. Marjorie Greene. Her fame will be reasonably short-lived, because again, what she brings to the table is negativity, and she doesn't have a power. She has a false power structure, almost like 15 minutes of fame, and I see that petering out. But let's just have a look. The more she demeans herself and other people, the quicker her power goes. And she probably at a personal level has a choice. It's sort of like a choice for her. Will she learn and take things on board and obviously evolve in a different way? Because I think if she doesn't, she goes down, and her fall will be spectacular. Her in the trailer park in 20 years. Yeah, you were that. Sorry. Oh, wow. You were that.
Yeah, that's good. That was a psychic premonition. I like that.
You were that foul mouth,
Yes.
loud mouth, whatever. So
who's screaming through the mail slot.
Yeah, look, the energy she's putting out, going off with Gates, who is under investigation for, sex with a minor. So, what sort of energy is that? It's not sustainable. It's really rotten, isn't it? So unless she changes, the future is as it should be, short-lived. So let's have a look. Marjorie Taylor Greene. What is the outcome for her? She's risking her own safety. There are people out there that are absolutely despise her, and it's sort of like the AOC thing. There are people that on the other side of the fence that despise AOC as well, and they take a level of danger on in those extremist positions. But what is Marjorie Taylor Greene's future like? Show me her future. So we've got the Empress in the as one of the signifier cards. So this is an abundance. It's also a harvest. So she's in it for what she can harvest out, her own abundance. So she's playing the game. It is a dangerous game to play because what is challenging her is this illusion and delusion. So she is of the idea that what she's doing now will pay off in the longer term. but it's an illusionary thing. She's not thinking straight. She is under an illusion, which is why the lessons are going to be hard for her at a personal level. She has choices to make. Will she learn? Will she take on, or won't she? But this is a challenge for her, and it's challenging her ability to reach that abundance she so greatly desires. Now, we've got the Page of Wands as the foundation of the reading. She's on the train. She's on the Trump train, but this is only a page. It's not a queen or it's not a king. So she has a level of power at the moment, and she has that staff, and she's, again, her basic motivation is abundance. She wants a piece of the pie that she has seen other people get. So she is motivated highly by that. Now, in the past, we have the World card, endings and new beginnings. Now, this person is on the move, and so I see movement. Now, this person here is like gay abandoned. She's just like, I'm it. I'm, whatever. But look what's challenging her. So, if we sometimes, when we're in these positions, we can't see the woods for the trees. We can't see the truth of things, which is kind of showing me that the Eight of Cups, crowning the reading, is that she's on a losing train. This is not a winner. It's not a winner. And in the immediate future, we've got the Ace of Wands. Now, that commission, remember, that came out as the immediate future with the commission. And we've got the Star healing. So my interpretation of that is she has a chance to change. Will she take it? I don't know. Because we've got this illusionary stuff going on here, and we've got the potential for loss for her. I feel that she's caught up in the commission inquiry. I feel that in some way, that's a separate question, but my feeling is going toward her being caught up in that. Page of Pentacles, yeah. There is some kind of implication for her, where she was, what she was doing. I'm taking that she will be caught up in the commission, in that commission investigation, as will others that were on that Trump train. Now, the base of the pack, we've got disappointment, the Four of Cups, things not working out, a loss of some description. In what way? Because she's tied herself to who? She's tied herself to Trump. So I see this as, I see her as being, I'm just going to clarify that, just a quick shuffle. I see her as seeing this as her opportunity for fame and fortune. She is under an illusion, and I feel that she will be caught up in the commission inquiry. That's the way I'm reading this. So let's have a look. Can you show me this Ace of Wands? But she also at this point still has a choice to go another way. So every time she goes into that negativity, that whole, she's deluded. It's not going to bring her. It's taking everything away. So that's the risk she's running. So show me this Ace of Wands. Will she be caught up in the commission investigation? I think so. So the High Priestess, she's got secrets to keep. Absolutely. And we've got the Devil card. Yes, she's chained to that. It was the commission. So what's at the base of the pack is the Justice card. So there you go. Spirit couldn't be more clear. She was involved in that, according to these cards, and the truth is coming out about her involvement on January the 6th. That Eight of Cups, not so good for her.
No.
So there's loss ahead for her. Okay. My question to you now, I think this is another doozy of a question too.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I'm using a different.
I hope this doesn't cross the line with you. If it does, let me know and I'll bring forward another question for you. You know, what's going on in the Middle East at the moment, the Palestinian and Israeli conflict. Is this going to cross the line for you?
Mhm.
Will it be okay to ask
Not
a
at all.
question? Okay. Netanyahu today or yesterday came out and said Biden has been very forceful now. My personal opinion is he should have done this sooner, but US blocked the UN resolution 3 times. A joint statement calling for a ceasefire. Macron in France came out and said, if you don't do it, US, we're just going to do it. It has to be done. Biden, in the meantime, has listened to the wing of his party that want an immediate ceasefire and a halt to the money that goes to Israel to arm up, bombs, etc. And so he's finally said to Netanyahu, ceasefire today, which is great because it was hurting him politically as well. So Netanyahu seems to have dug in, despite what Biden has said, overridden that and said, we will keep going till this is done and we will conquer. He used the word conquer. So I want to know, I guess, with all of that background, will the UN finally pass a resolution to halt, and will Netanyahu see that he's on, I mean, will there be a ceasefire? Almost, within the next few days.
Okay. Personally, just what came to me was that the only way it will stop is if the money stops. That's going to be part of the resolution, that we can't give them the money. But okay, let's see. We have the six of cups. So this speaks to me of, now the question is, will the UN do a resolution and will it be a ceasefire? That's the question, right?
Yes.
Okay. So of course, this whole thing is so old, right? It's the past. It's like, it's the, it's such an old story. The Israelis and the Arabs and, them coming into their country and taking their country over. Israel has a really interesting chart. And it's definitely, if we wanted to look at the Israel chart on another time when we get together, it's really quite interesting. Yeah. And this is crossing it. The Hermit is crossing it. Isolated. The Hermit is crossing it. I'm not sure how I'm going to read that yet, but let's see. Illusion again at the base. This is false choices. This is like a thing of, at the root of it, this is in the Kabbalah, this card is about making relationships, codependent relationships. This is all about codependent relationships, and it's about an inability to make good choices because you always pick the wrong person to be in relationship with. That's what this card means in the Kabbalah. And so there's a history here. There's a history here. There's a delusion here. There's somebody's delusional. It could be Netanyahu's idea that he thinks that he can do that. That could be that. And the crossing, okay, so the Hermit card as a crosser. In the past, we have the Seven of Swords. So this is unfair practices, and he is right-wing Israelis. It's very unfair. I mean, they didn't even vaccinated and then they started to vaccinate the
You're breaking up just for viewers.
and then
Yeah.
they started bombing them. So I don't know. So, in the sky, we have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Where is she? She's so beautiful. Hold on. There she is.
Oh, beautiful.
Goodness
Yeah.
gracious. Isn't she beautiful. Oh my God.
Just your internet is unstable. That's all. Viewers, just stick with us. It'll sort of. You've completely frozen at the moment.
I can hear you just fine. So they may be able to.
I can't hear you.
Hear. Okay. Prince of Wands. No. Okay. I'll just keep the fortune, domestic situation, the wheel. So there is going to be a change. Hopes and fears, Pentacles, with the Three of Swords. Suffering between. This is really going to go away.
I can't hear you, Vicky.
How much power does UN actually have?
Yeah, I think that resolution, they have a procedure, a process that when they call for a ceasefire, they go through a number of protocols. Oh, you've dropped out. Okay, we're back again. Okay, so with the UN, once they call for that ceasefire, they have a number of set processes in place. So in calling for that ceasefire, they unlock those processes. So where we end up, I guess, if someone keeps, he used the word conquer, if they keep bombing and Hamas stops and they keep bombing to destroy Hamas infrastructure, and they're taking out clinics and hospitals and schools and whatever, then the end process would be the UN would go in with peacekeeping forces. Oh, can't hear. You're muted. Your microphone is muted. It was only just muted.
There we go.
Okay. Okay, so I guess we better speed up the last question because I think our internet's not going to last much longer.
I don't think he's going to stop. I don't think Netanyahu's going to stop. I think they're going to have to do it. Okay, so I know what the future is for Josh Hawley, because he's the guy who scares me the most of all those.
Yep. He's a wolf in sheep's clothes, that one. That's why he scares you. He's like quick. He's, you should, not so much, nobody should be scared of anybody, but nobody should underestimate him either. He's kind of very clever and very cunning, all at the same time. And he's very, very, very ambitious. It seems to me like he's a rising star in some ways of a wing of the party, but I think he too will be caught up in the commission in some way. So he expected a quick route to power. I think he honestly thought that that process would be disrupted and then buy them enough time legally. I really do. I think, you know, and I don't know. Well, let's just draw the cards. Show me what's ahead for Josh Hawley. What's ahead for Josh Hawley? He's taking stick, I think, in certain circles that, again, yeah, temperance, moderate. He could reinvent himself. Okay, when it's all the dirt hits the fan, he could reinvent himself as a more moderate. As I said, he's very clever and very cunning. A wolf in sheep's clothes. So let's have a look. Josh Hawley, show me what's ahead for Josh Hawley. Okay. So we have the Two of Swords, crossroads time for him. He has a decision to make. Does he follow the Trumpian train, or does he very cleverly start to reinvent himself? He's also, I suspect, because of his role on January the 6th, this is his future. So Two of Swords, what's challenging that? Complete and utter downfall. So my intuition was correct. He's caught up in January the 6th, and potentially it's the end of the road for him unless he can somehow do this clever, cunning thing to escape his fate. We have the Hierophant card at the foundation of the reading. Now, that's connection to higher self when it's positively aspected. I don't read reversals, so I'd have to draw a clarifier on that. This is also the courts. This can be the Supreme Court, the higher courts, the commission.
The government.
This could be the commission. Okay, the government. Four of Swords, retreat. He might come across with bluster and confidence, but he's worried. He is very worried about his role on January the 6th. This is where it all comes out. The Six of Cups in the sky. Again, you know, an element of higher self. He is thinking about reinvention. He is thinking of the pathway. He is making decisions about whether to follow Trump or whether to abandon him. He's sitting back and he's watching it all. He's very worried about the commission. The Four of Pentacles, he might come across as confident. That's the outcome card here. He's holding back information. He knows stuff. He doesn't want to be subpoenaed. Okay, so clarifying that is the Eight of Pentacles. A skill, work. Somehow he knows something. He could have even been involved in some kind of planning. You know, this is just a tarot reading, but he's got secrets to keep, and we've got the Ace of Cups, new start. So he could have, I think, yeah, he's reviewing his position all the time, and he's not doing so well with donors either. They're amongst his kind of immediate circle. We've got surprise news coming. So, for example, this is once the commission gets going, he could even leave politics altogether. Let's see what's at the base of the pack. Yeah, this Sun card and the Ace of Cups, full illumination and walking away from something. So there is surprises coming about Josh Hawley. He was or is very ambitious. He might do a Bill Barr and move sideways when it gets too hot for him in some way, but he's very worried about the way things are going. So does he get caught up in the commission? Will he, you know, giving evidence, so to speak? He'll fight this. The Devil card, yeah, okay, that's what's coming for him. He's caught up, he's implicated in this, and we've got Justice and the Devil card. Those two cards, and along with the Sun, came out in relation to the commission. All of those senators who will be voting against the commission are actually implicated in January 6th insurrection. He may fall a bit on his sword. Well, he's waiting it out, trying to wait it out at the moment, trying to push as much power as he can to derail that commission vote. you know, et cetera, to stop things. But Hawley's future was sealed when he did that. When he spoke in some way, he was involved in those initial talks about the January 6th events. And he's very worried about a subpoena. So his future's not so good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he may even have, like, obviously somebody was paying for that, right? Somebody was backing that up, and he may be connected to that. And that may be what he's afraid of. Because if, you know, they could rub him out, really, you know, they could say, disappear, because these people don't play.
No.
These people don't. Whoever wants to take over the United States is not playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he's in a very precarious position, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, because they are implicated in January 6th insurrection. They are implicated.
I think the difference between them, though, is that she's delusional and he's not.
Exactly. And he's making a decision. What is that decision he's making? Well, that's another question for another time. But he's a lawyer, you know, attorney. He's very, you know, was very good at that. So is he starting to think about, which way am I going to go? Am I going to keep going with the Trumpian train, which is well and truly derailed? Or, you know, he'll take it till the end, but he's making a decision. What is that decision that he's going to be making? Yeah, so there you have it. That's my reading.
Yay. I can't wait for that commission, boy. It's going to be a great day. We're going to have to celebrate.
Yep. Yep. Well, I can't wait till a ceasefire in the Middle East. The images are very distressing for me.
Oh, please. That whole thing is very distressing for me. It's a terrible, terrible thing. That a country, that a group of people coming from the Holocaust are now, you know, pretty much. But Netanyahu was born in 1949, so, and he came into, like, I think when he was around 27, right around his Saturn return. You're
breaking up, Vicky, so I reckon we should wrap it up. Our viewers are probably sick of seeing us frozen.
All right, honey. Thank you very much. This was a lot of fun. Spend time with Maryann. Take care, everyone. Namaste.
Thank you. Bye for now. Bye.